Hello, 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 everyone. This is Kimberly Hemingway, your life coaching instructor under Manifest Theological Institute. I would like to welcome you to the course and thank you so very much for allowing me to be a part of your journey. Before we move forward, I would like for you to just make note of the discussion post within the Moodle forum. The first discussion post just asks you to give a brief introduction to the class, as well as tell us why did you want to venture off into the world of life coaching in the first place. So at some point, go ahead and respond to that first discussion post, as that will be one of your assignments for the week. So go ahead and do that and introduce yourself to the class as well as respond to that second question. Thank you so very much. Before we move forward with the first module, I would like to take care of some housekeeping items. One of those items being reviewing the course syllabus and talking about the structure of the course. So go ahead and grab the course curriculum, and we'll start reviewing that in further detail. I'll give you a moment to do that. Okay, so the life coaching course, the fundamentals of life coaching, is an 8-week course. Just to kind of go over high level some of the things that we're going to cover in the course. We're going to talk about the code of ethics and the core competencies. These are different things that are covered under the International Coaching Federation, so we'll go over that in further detail. We're also going to teach you different techniques and different skills for you to be a better coach. So things such as active listening, building a rapport with your client, just a few things that we'll cover in the class. Will help you to come up with different strategies and techniques on how you can help your clients to create their own personal professional goals and how to create and establish an effective action plan. So those are just a few things that you're going to learn in the course. There are 2 materials that you received for this class. One of those materials being the Life Coaching Transforming Dreams to Reality course manual, and the other material being the Shape Book, which is Finding and Fulfilling Your Life Purpose for Life. So we work through these 2 materials simultaneously in the class. You're learning coaching techniques. You're learning, as I mentioned, different things on how you can interact better with a client, as well as you're learning how you can create a better shape for yourself, learning about your own individual shape as it relates to your experiences, your gifts, your talents, your skills. Those are some of the things that we're going to hone in as well. We're going to hone in on as well in the class. Now, for the course requirements, we're going to go through that in further detail. Class participation. Now, at any given time during the week, you're required to respond to discussion posts that are going to be posted out there on Mondays. You will have until Fridays at 11:59 p.m. to respond to all discussion posts that are posted on Mondays during the week. You will need to respond to the discussion posts as well as respond to the responses that are given by your peers. So you want to be able to do both. So that's just your discussion posts that are on Moodle. You also will be responsible for turning in journaling assignments and reflection assignments. So I will give specific instruction as it relates to that, but some of the assignments you will email to me directly and others you will respond to directly in the post. So again, I'll give you further instruction as it relates to that. Okay. So we covered the class participation grade percentage as well as the journaling reflection. So together those are worth 50% of your grade. You're allowed 1 absence during a specific course period. So during the 8 weeks, you're allowed 1 absence, and that won't count against your grade. After that, we take deductions from we take points away from your grade at that point. So just to give a prime example, during a given week, as I mentioned, a discussion question will be posted on a Monday as well as your assignments. If you don't respond to that by 11:59 p.m. on that Friday, that will be considered an absence unless you give me a legitimate reason. And I'll provide you with my information at the end of this video. But you want to make sure that you either contact me or respond to the question within that given time. If not, that's going to result in some deductions, some points off of your overall grade. Okay. Final examination. So you have a final exam the last week of the class. It's going to be given to you electronically. That's going to be worth 50% of your grade. There are 50 questions, I believe, that's on your final exam. And they're going to be a combination of multiple choice, fill in the blank, short answer. There are no trick questions. And actually, a week prior to the class, or actually 2 weeks prior to the end of the class, you'll receive an exam review that you'll be able to review in detail letting you know exactly what's going to be covered in the class, going to be covered on the exam. So you'll receive that 2 weeks prior to the end of the class as well. Okay. As far as the grade breakdown, it's outlined under the final examination piece. An A is 94 to 100, a B is an 87 to 93, a C is a 78 to 86, a D is a 70 to 77, and an F is 69 or less. As far as the class schedule is concerned, I don't typically make any modifications to this. At any point, I will let you know in advance. We won't cover all 10 modules in here, but we will cover modules 1 through 7 in the class. 7 is actually a recap of module 1, so that's what you're going to be graded on. You're going to actually be graded on modules 1 through 6 for your final exam piece. So that's what we're going to cover in the class. The next portion will pretty much be covered in the niche part of the class, okay? So I just want to make note of that so you will know exactly what we will be covering, which will be, like I said, modules 1 through 7, and 7 is just a recap of module 1, okay? All righty. Some of these things won't necessarily apply to you, but I just want to make note of these so you will know that they don't apply. The written policies, there shouldn't be an issue with that, as you don't have to turn any actual papers in this class, so there won't be an issue there. Plagiarism, we're all adults. Again, as it relates to cheating on exams, I'm sure we won't have any issues with that. You will be giving the exam electronically, again, the last week of class, and I'll give you further instruction on that as we move forward. But you will be given that the last week of class. There will be time. There will be a time limit on the exam because you are taking it self-study. So there will be a time limit. But again, I'll give you further instruction. I don't think we have to worry about cheating or anything of that nature. Okay. Any course changes? As I mentioned, anything that might change in the course, I will notify you in advance as it relates to the modules 1 through 7, but I pretty much stick to the actual course outline. If there are any special accommodations that need to be made for the course, as it relates to any disabilities or anything along those lines, I will provide you with my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me at any given point so we can have further discussion. Dropping the class. So you have before the end of the 6-week term to make any drop any of the courses. You want to make sure that you follow that process if you're thinking about dropping the course. If you don't drop it within the allowed time, it will result in a greater than F. So you want to make sure you do that. As well as with incompletes. I will allow incompletes for certain for specific reasons. If you're hospitalized as a result of an illness or a death in the family, again, I want to make sure at any given point, whether it's dropping the class or if it's an incomplete, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Don't wait to the last minute, because after that period of time, if you don't tell me, it will result in a greater than F, and that's something that I'm going to have to submit. So just make sure that you stay in constant contact with me if you have any questions. And as far as audio recording, which should be on your syllabus, that does not apply to this. That only applies to my on-site class. So I just wanted to make note to that so you won't have any question in mind regarding that piece. So that's something that doesn't apply to you since we're already having the videos in this on the online version of the class. So that doesn't apply. I want to make sure that you have my information. On the front of the syllabus, you have my Manifest Theological Institute email address, but I would like for you to email me at my business email address, which would be kimmy@kimmyscup.com. That's KIMMI at KIMMIESCUP.com. Again, that's KIMMIE at KIMMIESCUP.com. Okay, so at any point, if you have any questions, you can shoot them to me via email. You can also reach out to me by phone. It's 813-703-2877. Again, it's 813-703-2877. Please feel free to reach out to me with any questions, or you can also text me. So whichever works for you, but just make sure that you let me know who you are if you're sending a text. Okay, so that pretty much covers the syllabus, as well as I talked about the structure, a little bit of the class. We're allowing a buffer for this week because it's the first week, but following this week, I'm going to make posts on Mondays. It's going to include any discussions, as well as any journaling assignments that's due. And you are responsible for turning those in at the week's end, at work week's end, meaning at Friday at 11:59 p.m. So you're required to turn that in to me during that specific period of time. You have one absence after that period of time. It's going to result in some deductions off of the percentage of your grade. So you want to make sure that you turn that in. Your first discussion post is located in the forum. Again, I would like for you to introduce yourself to the group, as well as, again, tell us why did you decide to take the life coaching course. We would love to hear from you. After you do that, go ahead and you can move over to the next video where we will begin to discuss Module 1. Again, I would like to thank you so much for joining the class, and I look forward to being a part of your experience. Thank you so much.